Hello and welcome to the C Show. I'm Charlie.
I'm Connor.
We have some really exciting news. We are proud to announce that we are proud sponsors of Belle2Bell's Saved by the Bell, happening Saturday, September 20th, 2025 at the Monster Factory in Paulsboro, New Jersey. Our sponsorship includes Chrissy Rivera, Savannah Khan, Julie Rogan, Jess Guy, and Ref Gina. We'll hopefully be getting them on the podcast in some form or another soon. Tickets are available at belle2bell.com/contact. That first bell is with an E. E as an echo. General admission tickets start at just $16.88. That's $15 and $1.88 processing charge. However, if you give at least $5 to the show through Ko-Fi, Coffee, KOFI, kofi.com/cshowpod, you'll be entered to win 2 GA ticks with VIP upgrades. So you'll be joining myself and some special guests as we go. We'll have general admission to Saved by the Bell, as well as the meet and greet beforehand, talk to some talent, and talk to some incredible women wrestlers. So we're really excited about this. We talked to the owner of Belle2Bell, Missy Sampson, BCW, Hot Summer Nights, and I was honestly just so blown away at her story and the way how she, like, her attitude about everything, and I was just like, hell yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
So we're really excited about that. Again, if you want to win 2 general admission tickets with VIP upgrades, again, go to kofi.com/cshowpod. That's ko-fi.com/cshowpod. You'll be entered to win 2 general admission tickets with VIP upgrades Saturday, September 20th. So we're really excited about that. Shout out to Belle2Bell, and let's start the C Show.
Ring, 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 ring. That's your Belle2Bell.
Welcome back to the C Show. We're not going to mess around here, folks. It's a packed weekend. Loaded. 4 straight nights of wrestling. First off, we start off with a John Cena town hall. And I mean, there's not much to talk about other than, this kind of feels like John Cena, the story coming to a close here. He says he's over his own BS and he's here to wrestle for real, finally.
Yeah, he said that Cody forced him into this match and he thanked him.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I made Shock TV before. The real reason I want the title is so that you don't forget me. And he says, this is the day that Cena really came back to the WWE. Kind of a weird end to that whole thing. We didn't see The Rock again.
It's real hard to get Dwayne for a live show.
I saw that. I don't know if you posted that and I liked it or what it was. But yeah, that was just kind of a weird little kick there. Like, don't get me wrong, Cena got the most out of it, but I am glad that we're getting back to real Cena.
Yeah, no, I think this whole final boss influenced Cena is it was interesting for a minute, but we haven't done anything with it new and interesting. And I wish there was. I was just thinking about this earlier, but like in film school, we talk about showing, not telling. In wrestling, we do a lot of telling. I just wish we would have seen a little bit more in character development from John. But I get it. Everything is real limited.
Right, and he's like totally back to the good guy. Him and Cody grab a beer, right, welcome him back. They share the beer in the ring.
It's the classic Stone Cold and The Rock moment.
But no one caught a stunner. I was worried that it's like, are they going to do this? And then Cena's like, I'm going to hit you with the attitude adjustment, get Ben, I'm not actually doing it. But then it was just like a feel-good moment.
That's what I thought it was. And then it turns into a feel-good moment featuring real American beer. Meanwhile, backstage, Drew and Randy crash a training session for Jelly Roll. We get a amazing diss from Jelly Roll. You fresh out of Fraggle Rock podcaster.
That was so awesome. I was going to say, I literally have 2 notes from this, and it was the Fraggle Rock line, and then just that Drew and Logan beat the hell out of Jelly Roll.
Oh, the missile drop kick to Jelly Roll? And I was like, did he lose teeth there? Oh, my goodness. Our first match of SmackDown on August 1st is Julia with Kiana James versus Zelina Vega for the U.S. Women's Championship. Thank you to the crowd I believe we're in Newark on SmackDown, who go, one fall after, what's his name? Mark Nash says, one fall. So I appreciate
better
that.
scheduled for one fall and is for
One fall.
the U.S. Women's Championship.
It's awesome. My move of the match here is Zelina's double knees off the apron.
That meteor was so sick.
It's so awesome.
To be honest, that was my first one. I saw it was yours. I'm like, all right, let me pick another one.
Okay.
So mine was Julia did a top rope butterfly suplex. So butterfly suplex, think about like everyone thinks of like the pedigree and how they kind of hook the arms.
Yep.
It's the same idea that you hook the arms, then follow through into a suplex. It was absolutely unbelievable. I actually would have liked this match to get a little more because after that, Julia hits one Northern Lights bomb that just gets a 2 count. Eventually things turn. Zelina tries to go for a moonsault. Julia gets the knees up, hits another Northern Lights bomb for the win. She retains the title.
Backstage, Kathy Kelly is with Solo Sikoa and the MFTs. We saw earlier that there's a steel cage above the ring. Apparently that was at Solo's request.
No, I didn't ask for that. Nope, no idea what you're talking about. Just plays it off.
He says he will deal with little big brother Jim, and Big Jim will get a big boot across his big mouth. It's about sending a message. Get in where you fit in. You know what I mean. Kathy doesn't know what that means. Back in the ring, Legado del Fantasma host an open challenge for the AAA World Tag Team Championship.
Did you hit your roof in here when
yeah.
you saw it? Like I can't even imagine.
Oh, I hit it multiple times this weekend.
I was gonna say the second I saw who their opponents were, I'm like, Charlie's losing.
It's Mr. Iguana and Psycho Clown.
Yeah, Psycho Clown's awesome.
Psycho Clown rocks.
Like Mr. Iguana got all the love before. Psycho Clown is awesome.
I mean, Mr. Iguana was already so over. That's my move of the match. Is just like the pop that he got already insane. And I love how fans in the U.S., fans in Mexico have a different opinion about El Grande Americano. We are not big fans of El Grande Americano.
Any of them.
Some of them are growing on me. But I love how American audiences are just like, yes, Penta, yes, Rey Fenix, yes, Dragon Lee, yes, Octagon, yes, Mr. Iguana. It's fantastic to see that. I love it. And this is probably the first time that I popped through the ceiling here. What's your move of the match?
So my move of the match is that Mr. Iguana, he does a Hurricane Rana, but he does like multiple spins around, I forget which Garza it is, literally does multiple spins around him before he hits it.
And then did he go into the helicopter spin?
Yeah, that was all part of it. And then there's a part where Psycho Clown does a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker and then rips his shirt off, and I'm like, hell yeah.
What about the part where he rips his mask off and underneath is like it's a white mask with like clown makeup, and then he rips off like latex, and it's supposed to be like it's like sparkly, it's like sequined.
Yeah,
like
that was
red.
sick.
Oh, it was so cool. I was like, what is he? Oh my gosh. It reminded me of Eli brought that up. Friend of the show, Eli brought that up when we were playing Mario Kart the other night. He's like, guys, what if I pulled off my skin and just revealed my skull underneath? And we were like, Eli, that would be terrifying. That would be terrifying. Mr. Iguana nearly botches a spot here at the finish, but he hits Berto with the Iguana Rana. Angel and Berto catch the self-harm dive from Mr. Iguana and slam him into PC. Holy shit, Los Garza pick up and drop Mr. Iguana over the top rope. Psycho Clown crossbody. Another MTY on Psycho Clown. A 1-2-3 pin on Psycho Clown for Los Garza to retain. An awesome performance.
Yeah, that was great. Another quick match. I know they were trying to get to a lot. I hope that we see more of Mr. Iguana and Psycho Clown.
Oh, I think we absolutely will.
You better.
Backstage, Kathy Kelly ambushes Logan and Drew, gives them a taste of their own medicine. Logan has nothing to say. Drew reminds him that they will talk later. This gets into, honestly, my hot dog match of the weekend. This is like the one match where I was just like, I don't know what's going on, and I kind of don't mind. I don't care.
I feel like it's cheap to call it a hot dog match. I don't know. At least for me, as I was coming in, I didn't think it would be a hot dog match. I feel like it's a hot dog. I feel it's got to be predetermined. I still would have been in my seat and gone, I should have got a hot dog.
Gotcha.
But I get what you're saying. Yeah, there was not a whole lot going on here. You know, they're both,
well, who are we talking about?
Striker. Oh, I'm so sorry.
We're talking about Damian Priest and Aleister Black.
Right, this kind of back and forth they've had. We've talked about the pre-tape they shared the other week where Damien implied he's out there killing debt collectors.
Yes.
And they actually mentioned that on commentary as the match is going on, if you heard that.
Yes, I did hear that. I do remember that. Tess talking about that.
But really it was just a lot of striking back and forth, right? The Muay Thai backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
Damien hits his old school. And then my move of the match is the finish here, where they're fighting on the outside, and Aleister Black's just kind of like, F this, and just throws a steel chair at Damien. That's one of my favorite moves against a classic Sabu thing, just throwing the chair at them, especially because they can't do, and they shouldn't do, headshots with chairs anymore. But apparently they can get away with like the throwing it at him. So I just love it. The idea of just bouncing it off him is so funny.
Not to break kayfabe or nothing. Kayfabe was dead. Most of the time you see them put their arms up. And so I think that's where there's still a lot of danger in throwing chairs. But for the most part, I think the art is almost nearly perfected. As with most things kayfabe-wise.
So after Aleister forces that DQ, he slams Damian Priest's head into the steel steps a bunch of times and then hits a black mass. And it's like, well, okay, they were building this. They didn't do anything at SummerSlam. This was a nothing match.
A black mass against the ring post.
True.
Black man. And I'm a little surprised that like Damien and Zelina don't get spots at either night of SummerSlam. They're both New Yorkers. And this is like the tri-state area sort of is the market for this. So I'm a little surprised that neither one of them get a spot at SummerSlam in either night, but they both get big matches here on SmackDown. Backstage, Jade and Tiffany hype up their match at SummerSlam. Jade says she can hold her own. Tiffany wants a fair fight. No distractions. There's no cash-ins. Jade is going to finish what she started. Folks, I was in the back of my head in this next match, I was thinking, okay, I got to watch Tala Tonga get into the ring. Every time Tala Tonga got into the ring, they cut away or I wasn't paying attention. I was like, and I forgot to go back and rewatch. We're talking about Tala Tonga versus Jimmy Uso here. I mean, so this is the first match that Tala Tonga has in the WWE. This is his official debut. The entrance music, I will have to say, is just super generic. The music is sort of reminiscent of Creed. It was reported, I believe this week or over the past couple of weeks, that Def Rebel was caught, like, I'll say the word massaging open source, Creative Comics lyrics that are available, like an audio file. And like there's a whole other podcast that we can do, a whole other 2-hour conversation that we can have about this. But another just kind of there's nothing really setting Tala Tonga apart from any one of the other MFTs other than he's really tall.
He's taller.
He's
than the rest of them.
What's your move of the match here?
So my move of the match is actually the finish here.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a point where Jimmy goes and hits a spear. He's down and then goes for the Uso splash. Tala catches him in a goozle, right? It's like whenever you see a wrestler like grab another wrestler's throat, like they refer to that as they goozle them. And then he goozles him and then picks him up for a big choke slam for the win.
But Solo calls in the MFTs to finish Big Jam. The ref tries to get them to stop. Now the cage comes down.
Real quick, they definitely were lowering it and then stopped it because Jacob wasn't going to get there in time, right?
Yes.
Because it started going down. I'm like, oh, Jacob's got to go make it. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, I don't think that's going down. And then after Jacob got it and they fully lowered it, I'm like, someone missed a cue.
Yes, exactly. Jacob has nothing to lose in the cage, but Solo lose with Tala Tonga. There's a pop-up Samoan drop, and Tama Tonga and JC Mateo have to deal with the consequences of Solo's shenanigans. Fatu unleashes back-to-back mighty moonsaults, locked in the cage with a werewolf.
Hell yeah.
What an ending. Moving on here, Kathy Kelly is with Alexa and Charlotte. The chemistry has evolved here. This partnership wasn't on Charlotte's bingo card for 2025. I have to respect Alexa, even if she's super annoying. And Alexa, throughout this whole thing, she's like looking googly-eyed at Charlotte, and then she's like, even if she's annoying. And Alexa just like rolls her eyes very dramatically. Very funny. Very good. Alexa, of course, returns the favors in kind. Kathy notices the friendship developing, the F word, which Charlotte is afraid of. Charlotte wants a title, before we put a title on it. Out in the middle of the ring, Drew and Logan have a town hall for their big tag team match against Randy Orton and Jelly Roll.
First thing that happens when they come out is they call out Green Shirt Guy.
Green Shirt Guy, who I don't want to know anything more about because I'm afraid I'm going to learn something that makes me mad about him. He owns some sort of stupid business and makes $600,000 a year and doesn't pay anything in taxes or whatever. That's what I'm going to learn about him.
Yeah,
is he does something really stupid.
For those of you that don't know, he's someone that basically flies out to damn near every show,
every PLE, and he had every pay-per-view premium live event, right?
And usually the shows surrounding it, so the Friday Night SmackDown and the Raw after.
And he wears a neon green shirt with a typical smiley face on it. And the guy sits front row right in front of right on the other side of the ring of the camera, right? Of the hard cam, right? So that's the broadcast camera. That's the one that's kind of in the stands. And so he's in every shot all of the time. And so it's kind of become this meme for wrestlers to talk about it, for talent to talk about. And I mean, we can talk about the pricing of tickets and all of that, yada, 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 yada. But it's kind of weird, and it kind of feels like it puts pressure on the WWE to, make him a character and, make him a thing. It's really weird. I don't like it. But Logan says that Jelly Roll thought SummerSlam was a hot dog eating contest. We have plenty of funny nicknames for Jelly Roll. My favorite one here is Smelly Hole. Jelly Roll is backstage. He meets up with Randy Orton. Drew remarks Smelly Hole has his dad with him. Aldous meets with them on the ramp, trying to reason with the Viper, and they brawl. But security comes out. Randy and Jelly are still getting ramped up. An RKO for security, another one. The last one tries to reason with Randy, but Jelly Roll chokeslams him. I hear voices. They counsel me. They understand.
So I wish I remembered any of the lyrics to any Jelly Roll song ever to fill in right after that. I don't even know. I know he literally performed one, and that's kind of what started this. I can't remember any of them to fill in.
Yeah, no, I don't. I don't really listen to Jelly Roll, so I've got nothing. There's the memes. That's. I don't want to. He kind of impressed me, so I don't want to. I don't want to make fun of him like that.
Yeah, no, we'll get to his match. I thought it was awesome. We'll get there in a little bit here. We're wrapping up SmackDown, so so it's on to SummerSlam.
Yeah, I wanted to just check with you to see if you had anything else to say about this go home before SummerSlam.
I thought it was pretty good. I feel like they kind of wasted some times on some things that they didn't really have to do. I feel like we really got nothing out of Damian Priest and Aleister Black and some of those other things. I know they're setting things up. They want to do long-term storytelling.
Yes.
But we got what we needed. Again, the John Cena thing kind of led a lot of people to be like, okay, so what's it going to look like when we get to that Sunday night? So there was some good teasing and all.
Yes.
But I think some parts were just a little flat.
Absolutely. I will say the Netflix recording was a full 2 hours instead of the hour and a half that it has been recently. So,
yeah, I believe the first hour was commercial-free presented by somebody.
Yeah, Jimmy John's or whatever, but it is what it is. And like Connor said, we're going to talk about SummerSlam Night 1 here in just a moment here on The C Show. Welcome back to The C Show. We're just cruising right through it here, folks. It's SummerSlam. It's night 1. This is the first 2-night SummerSlam here. So I was thinking about this. I was like, we could have split this up into 2 episodes, but we're going to just try to keep it all nice and quick. So maybe you're on your drive home or your drive to the shore, the beach, or you're on your drive back to the beach, or you're visiting some family, wherever you are, just giving you some more wrestling coverage here. Maybe fill the empty silence in our lives. I know it does for me. Okay, that's getting cut. One thing that I will say about the intro here is Drewski, the social media star, I believe is the correct term. He does the pre-tape intro. The one thing is like totally leans into social media hype. There are so many parts of it that are just like vertical video with black letterboxed on the side. It's very interesting. Cardi B is our MC for the night. I think I saw her at the beginning of night one, and that was about it. I was watching the international broadcast, and I know they hyped up. They did the God Bless America before each night, but they didn't show it on the international broadcast. They did show both the singer who did it Saturday night and the singers that did it Sunday night, but they didn't show it on the broadcast for the international audience. So thank goodness. Yeet, yeet, yeet. Hit my music. Welcome to Yeet Jersey. That's a really good way to eat up 3 to 5 minutes. It's Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed with Paul Heyman.
Bronson Reed comes out wearing the shoes.
The shoe Lafala. Excuse you.
Well, I was going to save that for when they brought it up, but, it's all good. But no, that was absolutely fantastic. And, like, again, I don't want this to be 3 hours, so I should probably just get to my move of the match here. But it's pretty close to the end if you want to jump in with yours first.
I'm gonna hit the hell yes here.
Go for it.
I think. Jeez. Jey goes for an Uso splash outside the ring, taking out everyone. It looked like it hurt for Jey as well. Jey rolls out. Breaker lands dangerously on La Mesa de Comentarios, which is what I'm going to call the Spanish desk from now on. Jey getting speared during the tag attempt. Breaker speeding up and driving Reigns over La Mesa. Roman with the Superman punch to the jaw of Breaker mid-spear attempt. Roman spearing Breaker through the barricade. Reed on the top turnbuckles. Superman punch by Roman. We're here close to the end here. Uso and Roman combined for the 1D, which is a move that Jey and Jimmy did together when they were a tag team. So kind of tying into the bloodline, Jey and Roman sort of relationship there.
And for any, lapsed wrestling fans like myself, the 1D is the same as the 3D that the Dudleys used to do.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like a pickup cutter. One guy picks him up, the other guy performs a cutter.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, yeah, 3D. So that's what the Dudleys called it, right? They basically got, like, permission from them to keep carrying it on.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, so
that's awesome.
So that's super cool. So
I love that.
We get to my move of the match, and you know what it is. So earlier in the match, Breaker drops the straps. That's not what's important here.
Okay, Breaker. You continue. Sorry.
So earlier in the match, he drops the straps, but there becomes a point where he then puts the straps back up to drop the straps again. And I was watching it. I was watching it with my wife, and I'm like, "So do you think he just kind of went into like a mode earlier and was like, and took him down, and he's like, oh man, I have a bigger spot later I should do it for, or do you think the plan all along was like, it'll be great if I put him back up to take him back down?"
I think he just got so much into it that he was just like, I'm gonna just take him off now, and then he was like, oh no, we're gonna do this later.
But again, that was absolutely fantastic, right? Very quickly after that. Breaker sets up for a spear on Jey. Roman pushes Jey out of the way and takes the spear. Jey hits a spear of his own and a splash for the win.
Jey and Roman win. Roman showed true leadership tonight by taking that bullet for Jey. Jey saved the spot. Let Jey splash for the pin and win. Breaker yells at Cole to shut up at the end. My favorite part about the end there was like, I guess the camera angle where they were at, there was a celebrity in the front row. And I was like, yo, is that fucking Fat Joe?
And we find out later.
It's Fat Joe. And for my parents who may be listening, Fat Joe is he is a large man, but he's also an incredible rapper. Him and Big Pun, twins. Check it out. Next up, we've got the Judgment Day, Raquel and Roxanne Perez, the champions, versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss in a tag team match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship.
So my move of the match here is right at the end here is the finish. So if you want to rip your hell yes.
I mean, dude, I think we probably have the same move of the match here. So let's just roll through it. Roxanne pulls out Raquel. Alexa takes out Charlotte. Judgment Day sets up for the Tejada Bomb, tags in Roxanne for Pop Rocks, but Alexa saves Charlotte in the nick of time. Bliss is now legal. You are done, Roxanne screams, but she runs into a shoot punch from Bliss. A Sister Abigail. Charlotte's behind, saves the Sister Abigail with a boot to Raquel. The Allies of Convenience are the new women's tag team champions.
So like you said, Alexa Bliss has accidentally hit Charlotte again.
Mm-hmm.
And with the way they framed that shot, you saw Alexa saying up for Sister Abigail, and you saw Charlotte going, oh, absolutely not. And right, I had that half second of, is Charlotte just going to do the heel thing and just beat Alexa Bliss? Say, I don't care about this championship, tag team, blah, blah, blah. But no, she actually kicks Roxanne, who was coming in to try and break up the Sister Abigail. After they win, Charlotte pulls Alexa's hair and then gives her a big hug after.
Aww.
You know, we may not be ready for the F word yet, but we're building.
We're building something here. All friendships are built on a strong foundation.
Before we get to the next match, I will quickly talk about the Papa John's ad.
Papa John's, my favorite. They're not paying us.
So it's basically like 7 or 8 people in the back. It's like the New Day. I think it's some of LWO, and they're all fighting about like who gets the last slice of pizza. And then I just write, don't worry, the day is saved. There's more pizza. As Nikki Bella brings in like 4 more pizzas. Then they're all like, well, I should get a whole pizza. I should get a whole pizza.
Well, the New Day deserve the last slice because they're still in grieving. Nikki Bella brings enough pizza for everyone. We love Papa John's. Next up, we've got Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross with Scarlett. Say it again, Free Palestine. There is no solution but a free Palestine for free Palestinians, full stop.
Hell yeah.
Outside the ring, Karrion Kross is getting his punches in. He tries to throw and slam Sami into the barricade, but turns it onto a springboard off the barricade. I think my move of the match here is Sami's choice. Scarlett tempts him with the pipe, with the lead pipe, and he stands there for a moment, like Luke at the end of Return of the Jedi, when the Emperor offers him the opportunity to kill Darth Vader, and he rejects the power, the dark side, and he says, "No, I'll defeat you the right way."
This already sounds like a TikTok.
For Canada, a haluva kick in the corner. What's your move of the match before?
So my move of the match first is so like Sami gets up on Karrion in the corner, and usually it's like the 10 punches. They're like 1, 2, and they count. Sami did like 40 punches. He just did not stop because again they did that great thing where they showed Sami just continuing to be unbelievably angry. There were multiple times where he was like just stomping Kross out, and the ref had to like pull him off, be like, "Sami, I will disqualify you." Right? That played really well until leading to, as you put it, Sami's choice.
Right, and that's my move of the match here. Sami is tempted with the steel pipe from Scarlett. And, you know, in my notes, I wrote, "Sami, you're better than this. Come on, Sami. Defeat temptation. Deliver us from evil." Sami looks at the pipe. He says, no. He denies the power. Just like Luke at the end of Return of the Jedi, he's going to do it the right way for Canada. A haluva kick in the corner. 1, 2, 3 in the middle. Sami Zayn wins. Sometimes the good guys get it. Walking out of the ring, Sami says, "It's over." Funnily enough, do you know who wasn't at Monday Night Raw?
Karrion Kross and Scarlett.
Their deal is up this weekend. So we'll see if that continues. But
one other thing, so at the end, without spoiling it, right, they didn't have their regular press conference, which is their after show, and there's a point where they're chanting, "We want Kross, we want Kross." And Triple H just like no sells. He's like, "Oh, I know you guys want fill in name here that we'll mention later, unfortunately."
Yeah, and I mean, when do we want to talk about press conferences? And we'll talk about that at the end.
We'll save it for the end, so don't get too upset.
Exactly. A nice moment here. I will say this. Something nice they did for Nick Hogan. He joins the crowd. They give him a little shout out. I'm glad he could make it, and I'm glad they did something nice for him. Nice, easy one there. Psycho Clown and Mr. Iguana get a nice little shout out. Another huge pop. And they totally lucked out on the weather. It was gorgeous on Saturday. It was beautiful on Sunday. You couldn't have asked for better weather for SummerSlam. You really could not have. Moving on to the singles match for the WWE Women's Championship, Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. My move of the match here is Jade's Eye of the Storm. It's a sit-out power bomb. It looked like the whole mount bounced a few inches off the steel.
Yeah, that was also my move of the match. Again, I feel like I saw her do it like once or twice before. I feel like it's the first time that they called it the Eye of the Storm. But again, I love a sit-out power bomb. Big Batista guy. So I'm always gonna love that.
Absolutely.
There's a point where Jade hits the Jaded, but they kind of fling themselves across the ring to make sure they end up in the ropes for a rope break.
Yeah.
And then Jade's like, well, all right, let's finish this. She goes up for an avalanche Jaded, right? That gets countered. She gets tossed off the rope. Tiffy hits the prettiest moonsault ever and retains.
What a surprise. Moving on. We get some more celebrities, some TikTok cook, Cardi B, Stephanie McMahon, of course. And then probably, our the penultimate match of the evening, I was going to say our biggest, probably the most hyped match of the evening, is Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. New York City, New Jersey. That's a real place, folks. Jelly Roll sings the song with the crowd. We pledge allegiance to the apex predator. I think my move of the match is probably, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but when Logan did one of those splashes onto Jelly Roll, he did it with a pair of those meta glasses that have the little camera in them. So you see Logan's POV as he goes down on Jelly Roll.
I haven't seen that.
Bro, it's insane.
I just want to shout out Jelly Roll. People always kind of talk about these, these outside presences that come in, like apparently he was training hard, he lost a bunch of weight, and he looked awesome, right? And he kind of played a really good part of someone that is not a wrestler being in a wrestling match. Right? He does some things. It's like a scoop slam. He does like the flare strut and the elbow, right? There's a point where Drew tags and he's like, and they're like, oh, you want to tag him? He's like, no, I can handle it. And then he goes face to face with Drew McIntyre. It's like,
maybe not.
Right, record scratch. You might be wondering how I got here. Right, we get all the vintage Orton, the draping DDT, the back suplex onto the announce table. Like you said, there's that huge splash from Logan where he stands on the top rope, toasts some Prime bottles, tries to make it look Stone Cold Steve Austin style, jumps from the top rope to the announce table.
Doesn't even drink the Prime.
Oh, yeah, he wore it.
Stone Cold, listen, Stone Cold would pour a little beer in his mouth. A little beer would get in his mouth. No Prime got in Logan's mouth. So what does that say about the product?
Who's to say? And then, so after that, Medical takes Jelly Roll. They're kind of like, all right, we're going to get him out of here. Like, he's done, right? Jelly Roll's basically like, can't leave my man. Gets back, gets himself tagged in here.
He hears the voices. They counsel him. They talk to me. Jelly Roll gets a choke slam on Logan Paul. A back roll slam on McIntyre. Drew breaks up the pin on Logan by Jelly, and then Claymores. An RKO on Drew. Logan goes up again for a frog splash. 1, 2, 3, and it's over. Jelly Roll, again, like you said, really incredible performance. Incredible performance. Not much else to be said there tonight.
And again, to do it, that's your first go. That's your real big time pay-per-view, big time stars. And he lived up to it. I
was impressed when he did the choke slam, and I was his mic skills are great. He's fabulous. He's a funny guy. But then to not only talk the talk and then walk the walk, love to see it. Moving on, our main event for Saturday night is Gunther versus CM Punk, a singles match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Punk comes out. It's clobbering time. Punk is a big comic book fan. He's a big fan of The Thing. He will start out running out of Gorilla by saying, it's clobbering time. Did you see what color his ring gear was?
It was that like baby blue, right?
It's Fantastic Four inspired.
Oh, I didn't put that together. Okay.
Yes, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, the jumpsuit or the jacket especially too. Yeah. Loved it. Oh my gosh. This was I think my move of the match was Gunther going under to the desk, and then he comes back up and he's like, "Oh, he got bloody somehow."
Crazy color on him.
Insane.
Like he dug it in deep.
Yeah, no, it was a little deeper than I expected. And it kind of plays into what we learned on Monday night, which was kind of, once it got announced, I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. But no, this was, I mean, what is there to say before we get to the end here?
They did a good job beating the hell out of each other, right? They kind of do like the test of strength where they both lock up. It's a point where Punk is doing like a full bridge on his neck. Like, like if you're someone who's wrestled, like you work bridges with your neck so you don't get pinned. And then Gunther literally like jumps up and basically like puts both his knees in Punk's chest to get him on his shoulders. That was crazy. They both get sharpshooters in, right? Punk hits his knee in his bulldog, right? And then after they go to the outside and Gunther is bleeding crazy styles, it says in my notes. Punk hits the big elbow, right? Shout out Macho Man.
Let's just put this out there. So Gunther goes to blade himself under La Mesa. They're already 45 minutes into the match. 45 minutes of just brutality already. And then Gunther goes under. He comes back out with the Crimson Mask. And then they keep going.
Yeah, they still have a little bit there. Again, Punk does the big elbow. Punk tries to hit the GTS. Gunther locks in the sleeper. Punk gets out, hits 2 more GTSs, and then a win for the best in the world.
Tears in his eyes. He has the belt. Best in the world for 5 minutes and 10 seconds. Whoa, it's Seth Rollins. He's on crutches.
And a knee immobilizer.
But wait, what? Tell me Lid's reaction.
So starts coming in, and I'm like, huh. And then literally Lid goes, he's still in a knee immobilizer. And I'm just watching. And then like he goes to leave. He's kind of doing a stare down with Punk, kind of like your time is coming. My time's coming, really, is what he's thinking. Starts to crutch away. Pushes like both crutches off to the side. Like, he doesn't drop them. He like pushes them off to the side. Rips off the immobilizer, right? And then he pops his top and then runs on down to the ring.
Holy shit. Hold on to it while you can. Here's my notes. He's on crutches and he has the case. Holy shit. Hold on to it while you can. Walks out. Wait, he throws away the crutches. No. He's undoing the brace. Oh my God. There's no space between brace and oh my God. He's cashing in. No way. Rollins gets Jessica Carr. Briefcase to the face. What? Seth cashes in. Stomp to Punk. 1, 2, 3. Rollins takes the championship. Speechless. The Vision celebrate over the wasted Punk.
You know, it's not exactly the heist of the century that Rollins had last time he cashed in. Pretty damn close. Tell me a little bit more about the heist of the century. So the heist of the century is the last time that he cashed in. He cashed in at WrestleMania. While Roman, if I were better at my job, I would know who that Roman was facing at the time. But it's same idea. Like, those two beat the hell out of each other. The match hadn't actually ended yet. He runs down, cashes in, right, and wins the title out from underneath them.
An incredible evening of wrestling. Like, no complaints about night one. I got nothing.
Nah, and we talked after both nights, like, this was a hell of a pay-per-view, right? Like, literally, it's like probably a 9.6, 9.7 for me, and again, it really all falls apart at the end. I want to say, like, night one is probably at, like, 9.9 for me. Easy, 9.9. And then night two was getting to, like, 9.9 again. And then the ending. But we'll talk more about that here on The C Show. Welcome back to the C Show. It is night 2 of SummerSlam, August 3rd, 2025. We start off the evening with, I just want to pull back the curtain a little bit on a young Charles. This would have been like 2003, 2004. And there was a horse that was about to win the Triple Crown, and it like lost the last race. Smarty Jones.
That I freaked out. I just like started hitting the TV, and my dad was like, "Yo, what?
Did you lose the mortgage on this, son?"
Yeah, he was like, "Did you lose the mortgage?" Like, my parents were very worried. So I think that's another reason why my parents were like, you should not watch wrestling because you get too emotionally invested in things. And I started watching Sunday Night, and I was like, CM Punk lost. Wrestling sucks. It's fake. It's fake. But like all good things, it continues. I still can't believe I got worked like that, man. I believed everything Triple H said, or everything Seth said, and Triple H said tonight is going to be even more wild. Boy, did he undersell that. We start off night 2 of SummerSlam with Naomi versus Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky in a triple threat match for the Women's World Championship. Naomi's guitarist is her dad, Sean McRae.
Oh, really?
He played with Kool in the Gang.
Oh, that's sick. I didn't even realize.
Yeah, so there's the guitarist that was playing along with Naomi's theme as she walked out. That's her dad. I was doing a little light Googling. He's like a session musician, touring musician. He's just played with a bunch of people. It's really cool stuff.
Hell yeah.
Oh, man. A fabulous, fabulous match. Again, you put Naomi, Rhea, and Io in a ring together, you're going to get gold. It's Money Machine go brrr, you know?
And it was a great match. It had like some little comedy bits, some real serious bits. Like literally starts with Naomi like leaving the ring and being like, whatever.
Yeah.
Rhea and Io kind of like work together to like crowd her back in the ring and just beat the hell out of her.
They put her in a base runner's pickle.
It was big pickle energy.
Yes. So in baseball, if you have a runner caught between two bases and you have the players, like a first baseman and a second baseman, tossing the ball back and forth between each other, that's called a pickle for the runner.
Or a rundown, as some say.
A rundown, I believe, is the technical term.
My move of the match as we actually get in here is early. It's when Naomi bites Rhea. I just wasn't ready for that. She just like had Rhea's thumb in her mouth and was biting it.
I did not see that.
Oh, you missed that?
I missed that completely.
It was so funny because I literally think that like later as Rhea's like being the hell, she's like, "You want to bite me?" Oh my god! That was my move of the match. That was awesome. Io was cooking the missile drop kick. Her and Rhea do the head point. Io hits a 619, hits a poison Rana.
That was my move of the match. Was the 619 and then the head tilt. Love
so
it.
Good.
Love it. I mean, this finale here is Io's bullet train with no stops in between Rhea and Naomi. Naomi's pin on Rhea fails, and then Naomi rolls out as Io moonsaults. Again, moonsaults on the two of them on an unsuspecting Rhea. Naomi with the knee to Io Sky. A riptide on Naomi. Io breaks it up at 2.99. Rhea with the bowling ball to Naomi against La Mesa de Comentarios. Io delayed powerbomb with Rhea on Naomi. Avalanche riptide. Naomi ruins the pin and rolls up Rhea to retain. 1, 2, 3.
Even grabs the tights, and like even after Rhea, you can hear her be like, she grabbed the tights. You can hear Michael call on commentary like, "That doesn't matter, Rhea. It was no disqualification."
An incredible performance from Naomi. Not only do you have to hand it to her, she just took advantage and went for it. You don't have a chance to give it to her anymore. She just takes it from you. Okay. Moving on here. Folks, we've been talking about it since Backlash, right? That TLC match?
Right after WrestleMania.
Right after WrestleMania, that's right.
It was the SmackDown after WrestleMania.
It was the SmackDown after WrestleMania. We wanted the tag division to have a TLC match on a PLE. And they finally heard us. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Paul.
Again, I feel like we could do 2 hours just on this. Again, I'm gonna hit like just my hell yes.
First off, the Dudley Boys.
Oh, in attendance.
Connor, get the table, Connor.
Well, actually, hold on. Why don't we actually say everyone who's in this match? Start now that I'm saying. For anyone who hasn't been following along, so it's
the Wyatt Six.
Good.
Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy, who are the champions, against Andrade and Rey Fenix versus DIY, Johnny Gargano, and Tommaso Ciampa versus Fraxium, which is Axiom and Nathan Frazier, versus Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin versus the Street Profits of Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford.
Again, this whole thing just went. They all start with all crazy kinds of dives. They're all throwing them out just recklessly. We get another chair throw when Gacy just throws the chair at Axiom climbing the ladder. My move of the match here is there's a point where in about 30 seconds, a bunch of different people go through tables. So Gargano does a spring over the ropes to DDT Gacy through a table. Loomis does a leg drop off the top rope to the outside to put forward through a table. Phoenix does a splash where it seems like he got 10,000 feet in the air to land on Frazier. And then Axiom and Dawkins are on the top rope. And Axiom does a Spanish fly through 2 tables on the outside.
Holy cow. My move of the match, Ciampa's holding on to the belts, the hanger, and he's hanging on with his arms on the top of it, and Frazier's on the top of the ladder, jumps to spear Ciampa. Ciampa lifts himself up so that Frazier just rolls out to the middle of the mat. That is definitely my move of the match.
And that's also a callback to, I believe it was the first TLC. I remember it was the first or the second, where there's a spot where I believe it's one of the Hardys is hanging from it in the same way, and Edge climbs the ladder and spears him.
Yep.
So as it was happening, I'm like, oh, they're going to do the spot again. They're going to do, and it was even better than I thought with him getting himself out of the way.
That was the core strength my crew coach was talking about. Now I get it.
We also get a couple, I don't know, cameos run out, so everyone to call them. So Candice LeRae comes down, starts to climb the ladder, and they're even kind of like, we don't know what happens if she grabs it. But Candice LeRae, who's Johnny Gargano's wife, out with DIY, right? B-Fab, who's with the Street Profits, comes out to help as well. Nikki Cross then comes in. And there's a point where Candice actually climbs the ladder and has her hands on the title ring.
This is my other move of the match.
Oh, here, rip it then.
So Candice LeRae is up on the top of the rope. DIY get pushed into the ladder. Candice LeRae goes through a ladder that's set up in between the ring and the commentary desk. The ladder set up breaks in half. Candice LeRae laying there. Johnny Gargano just goes, thumbs up, and continues.
Right, that was and I saw so many people saying it. It's like, she wasn't even in the match, probably took the craziest bump of the whole thing. Like, that's for the love of the game.
Oh, my gosh. So we get to my move of the match. Ciampa went up the rope, and Frazier missed the spear. Gargano gets the ladder back up, but Ford leaps up. Uncle Howdy sends DIY through the double stack off the tables. Frazier goes up and is met by Howdy. Frazier drops from the top of the ladder to the mat. Andrade and Phoenix go up to battle Howdy. Andrade sunset flip powerbombs Howdy through the ladder. Phoenix goes up. Loomis hits Phoenix with the chair. Loomis and Gacy take out Phoenix with a suplex. Loomis plays defense while Gacy unhooks the titles, and the 6 retain.
This was my match of the weekend. There was so much going on, so many spots, so many things.
Incredible storytelling.
Yeah,
and they've been playing with me the past couple of weeks, letting the 6 win that first time, and I was like, whatever, fine, we're gonna wrap this up, but then we're gonna keep it going. I loved it so much. I was so excited. The other thing that I'll say is making the Wyatt 6 go out in daylight like that, wrong. If you can't do a blackout and have all of the phone lights go up, it's not worth it. We have more celebrities. Jelly Roll nursing his injuries from the night before. Oh, this is a little bit later. Yes, okay. Next up, we have Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria in a no disqualification, no countout, last chance match for the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. If Lynch wins, Valkyria can no longer challenge for the title as long as Lynch is champion. Lyra had no wings. She meant business. Lyra starts out early with the crowbar.
I was going to say, we get a return of a podcast favorite.
Don't bring a kendo stick to a crowbar fight.
Chekhov's crowbar.
That is a real crowbar, by the way, folks. I mean, this was a pretty good match. I hope that we're doing something new with all 3 of these women. Becky in this new era as Intercontinental Champion, defending it a couple of times now. In this new heel era, Lyra and Bayley I hope there's something new we can do there. But
Yeah, I assume that will still go, and we get a little bit of them when we come to Monday night. But again, this match was awesome too. There's a point where Lyra throws Becky into a photographer by accident, and then immediately apologizes to him. If you saw that on the outside,
I did not, man.
that was so funny. Becky then goes and grabs a chain, and like we always talk about, like very careful not to like choke her with it.
Yes.
But there's a point where she does, and she's like, "Oh no!" and then like has to like lift it up and kind of put it in her mouth, so it's not actually like choking. A big point of this match is that Becky zip ties Lyra's hands together, and then it's like quite a long ordeal for Lyra to try and break these. Even a point where Lyra literally gets like hung up on the post by them, and Becky's just going to town with the kendo stick.
I mean, Lyra does get that no hands moonsault in, which is incredible.
Lyra then ends up under the ring, and Becky's kind of looking for her. At one point, Becky lifts up the apron, catches a fire extinguisher to the face.
Lyra somehow gets free, and Becky attacks with the kendo stick. Lyra catches the stick and makes Becky pay. There's a Nightwing outside of the ring. I mean, geez. Becky gets a kick right off the table. Is Lyra even conscious? Becky gets the crowbar ready, but Bayley comes from behind. She grabs the crowbar. If it wasn't for her, you'd do it. Becky commands her to do it. Bayley rejects the man. She counters Becky's punch. Bayley goes over the barricade. Lyra slams Becky through a table. After a pin attempt by Lyra, Becky ducks out and Bayley punches Lyra. A manhandle slam by Becky. 1, 2, 3 pin to win. Bayley's so mad she couldn't help.
Just real quick, the thing. So you come out, you do all this, you interfere, you beat the hell out of Becky, and then you accidentally hit Lyra.
Yes.
And then at this point, you've already interfered.
Yes.
Why aren't you going just breaking up the pin and stomping the hell out of Becky?
I don't know, man. She's a role
feeling
model.
bad for herself.
She's a role model. More celebrities. We've got Jelly Roll nursing his injuries from the night before. Metro Boomin, let him make music. Giants Country, let's ride. It's Russell Wilson. How do you feel about Russell Wilson and the Giants? As an Eagles fan, about their chances this season? Even being not, if you can be unbiased.
Russell Wilson doesn't scare me. Abdul Carter scares the hell out of me.
I don't know who that is.
He's who they drafted this year.
Oh, okay.
He's a D-end out of Penn State that
I don't like that.
That played for a rival that we coached against and was a monster for 4 years.
I don't like any of that, dude.
Yeah. So I don't like seeing him twice a year. Russell Wilson doesn't scare me.
Oh, man. Oh, he was a rival of mine, and then he went to Penn State. Dude, come on.
Right.
Do you know how to make a good choice, or do you just like live life like this, man? Gosh, some people. Next up, we've got a steel cage match for the WWE United States Championship. It's the cousins, Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu.
In a werewolf mask.
Yes, the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu. I love a steel cage match. Don't get me wrong. But of course, you can't have a Solo Sikoa match without the MFTs. The MFTs roll in, literally, after Fatu does a pop-up moonsault twice and Solo kicks out of the pin.
They said on commentary that was the first time anyone had kicked out of the pop-up moonsault at all.
Correct.
And he even kicked out of 2 of them.
2 of them. Yes. As the MFTs roll in, though, Jimmy Uso's here to assist, but it's still 3-on-1. Talatonga with the big boot to Jim's face, and then over La Mesa de Comentarios. Close the gates. Fatu says, it's all gas, no goddamn brakes.
There's a point where the MFTs are climbing the cage, and Talatonga actually handcuffs Jacob to the top of the cage.
Mm-hmm.
And I really wish that we had a better look at it, because literally, like, Jacob eventually, and they're like, oh, he broke the cuffs. And then later they're even like, oh, we have a shot of him breaking them. And then it didn't show him breaking them.
He just pulls it down.
Yeah, like I thought it'd be more like dramatic or more like something. But
they're just stage cuffs.
Yeah,
so they have a weak link, yeah. But it's still pretty cool. I wish they would have just kept it that way.
So we get to my move of the match here. As Jacob is coming down from that, right? Solo is again trying to crawl out the door, and Talatonga just comes up and just big boots the door into both of their faces. And literally, it's because Solo's like laying down flat, part out of the ring. Jacob's like standing up over him to grab him. Jacob falls backwards. Solo like slumps forward out of the cage. Both feet hit the floor, and he wins.
Yep. But as Solo slithers out of the cage, only with the assistance of the MFTs, Mateo and Tongaloa are locked in the cage with Fatu, who wants revenge. Fatu climbs to the top of the cage, and a moonsault from the top of the steel cage. Holy shit.
Yeah, I wrote all the way up and down.
I have the greatest steel cage matches of all time DVD set in front of me. And it's a shame that that match will never be available in that set. You know?
We'll need a new one. We'll need an updated one. We'll have to see what year this is.
We'll put it on Blu-ray. One disc. Moving on, we've got Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles in a singles match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship.
So I just want to lay out this one thing. So Dominic's been saying, he says it again on Monday, that this is basically his 20th year in the business.
Yes.
Because it was 20 years ago at SummerSlam.
Correct.
Where they had the Custody of Dominic ladder match. The famed, memed Custody of Dominic ladder match.
Indeed. Yes. And it really is a great match. That it is a SummerSlam, correct? It's in Washington, D.C. at the MCI Arena, the Verizon Center, the Capital One Arena now, or whatever. Incredible time capsule into the era. That PLE does start off with a 30-second Chris Benoit match, which is very awkward. But it is definitely worth watching. Speaking of the past, I think my move of the match is AJ coming out in the lowrider with his son, and then the Styles Heat shirt. He had the tights on. Like Dominic apparently did not know about that.
That's so awesome.
He did not know that any of that was going to happen, so it kind of all threw him off guard of like, oh, whoa, okay, right? Because there's already a lot of like homage that Dom does. A lot of people do already for Eddie Guerrero. But I feel like this level of gamesmanship is AJ fighting the same fire that Dom plays with on a daily basis.
Yeah, to come out literally in the Guerrero gear, like dressed just like Eddie Guerrero was absolutely awesome. And I totally believe you that Dom had no idea. He definitely looked a little dumbfounded.
Yes.
And then they have a pretty good match here, and we get more kind of Eddie callbacks as we go, too, including early on, Dom goes for the three amigos, right, the three suplexes in a row.
Yep.
But AJ counters the last one into a brain buster. We see AJ get a couple of different calf crushers in, and then Dom does this other very famous Eddie Guerrero spot where Dom comes in and he smashes the chair on the ground and tosses it to AJ.
While the referee is distracted putting the turnbuckle cover back on.
Right, and then AJ's like, oh, well, you're not getting me with this. AJ literally puts the chair, like, over his head and then also falls down.
So good.
And so the ref, he's just like, what? And they're both like, oh, he did it. And on commentary, they're like, well, the ref didn't see it. He can't do anything about it.
My move of the match is a little bit earlier. It's Dom with the low 619 to take AJ to the apron before a baseball slide. And then again, the three amigos counters for the brain buster. And then that chair spot. Eddie Arango had no clue. He played it so well. How did they get so good at writing all of a sudden? Styles with another calf crusher. Dom can't get to the ropes. AJ takes off Dom's boot. Dom gets out of it by AJ taking his boot off. Dom smacks AJ with a boot to the face. Then Dom goes up to the top rope with a frog splash. 1, 2, 3. Dom wins and retains. What a match.
So that's another Eddie Guerrero callback.
Gotcha.
In a match forever ago, I want to say it was a WrestleMania. I might be a liar, but it was him and Kurt Angle. And Kurt Angle was working his one ankle with his ankle lock. And there comes to a point where Eddie's like, like it hurts. You see him messing with his boot and all. People are like, it's kind of like if you ever roll your ankle right when you're playing a sport. The idea is you tie it as tight as possible for the time being to reduce the swelling, then you deal with it after. So everyone thought they were doing that. But the next time Angle went for the ankle lock, the boot slipped off. Eddie used that as a distraction for the win. Same way Dom here, right, loosened his boot. It pops off. AJ's like, oh, what the hell? Then, like you said, Dom hits him with it and hits the frog splash to retain.
What a match. So much going on. The gamesmanship, the storytelling, the callbacks. Incredible. Love it. Stephanie McMahon comes out. They drag her out to brag about attendance. Did the tabulations. So she says 113,722 combined. That's 53,161 on Saturday and 60,561 on Sunday night. I'm not surprised. That's good numbers. I don't want to waste any more time on it. Who cares about attendance? Do you have anything about attendance?
They always lie.
They always lie. Every sports team does this because they give out tickets. They hand out tickets to radio stations. They give out tickets to charitable organizations. Sometimes those tickets don't get used for whatever reason. Things happen.
And I've heard before that WWE is known to, when they talk about, like, they talk about very specifically, that's just like attendance or people in the building, and that there have been times they've counted like crew and other things as well, not just quote unquote paid attendance.
Genius. Yeah, because, I mean, they probably have 30, 40, 50 wrestlers, talent, ring crew, that's another 50 people, referees, commentary, photographers, video staff, social marketing teams, agents. Yeah, I'm just doing the math. That probably a couple hundred.
Yeah, you could steal a little extra bit there.
That's a couple hundred people, and then stadium staff, concessions workers, the video crew at the stadium, right? Because there's a video crew at the stadium, and WWE brings their own team. So that's really okay. Good to know that.
I was going to say, I've heard that. Don't know how true that is. I've heard that they've done that in the past.
Speaking of the past, it's John Cena versus Cody Rhodes in a street fight for the undisputed WWE Championship.
Entrances were fantastic.
Excellent.
We get Cody out the elevator with the smoke machine, with the skull mask, right? Kind of his big match. And then when it's time for John Cena, we get John Cena. Cena salutes during his intro. He runs up. He asks Stu, "You got a run in you, Stu? You got one more run in you, Stu?" He's like, "Let's run then."
It's one final time. Cena hugs Cody before we start. "I love you so much." And then it starts. I mean, my first hell yeah. Oh my moment is Cena throwing the steps at Cody. And I just blindly typed, I think he broke Cody's arm. And then I have to I look away for a second because I'm like, oh my God, did we just watch Cody's wrist get snapped on live TV? And then thankfully, no.
Cena goes and takes a crutch from Tyrese Halliburton, who's there, and
just destroys it.
Yeah, absolutely smashes it on Cody.
They go chair versus chair there for a second, and then Cody sends the legs into Cena's midsection. Cena shoulder tackles twice, an attitude adjustment, and now a 5-knuckle shuffle. It's classic Cena action. A Cody cutter, though, but how does Cena cut out? I mean, geez. Cody hits a pile driver, an illegal move, but you can do it during a street fight. There are no rules.
Yeah, like that move is banned by WWE for safety and all, right? They let some wrestlers, only the best of the best, do because it is super dangerous. You know, that's how Stone Cold broke his neck back in the day. There's been plenty of accidents that happen. So it's really reserved. Again, like when Kevin Owens was doing his whole heel turn and he was evil, he was doing his package pile driver. Yeah. So to let Cody break it out here was pretty sick. Cena hits a sunset flip powerbomb on the outside, right? Pop rocks, as Roxanne Perez calls it, which again is just awesome. Because again, you would always hear, "You can't wrestle," and it's like, well, that was a hell of a move. Maybe this guy can wrestle. Maybe this freaking 17-time world champion can wrestle a little bit.
Cena does an AA through the table for Cody. La Mesa is gone. Cody hits a crossroads and almost had him. Cena gets up on the top rope, a leg drop to the back of Cody's neck. Cena delivers the AA, and somehow, by the grace of God Almighty, Cody gets up. "You think you know what hot times is, Daddy? You don't know what hot times is." John has an idea. Oh no. Cody flips the table and counters with a DDT, and Cena kicks out again. John's over the barricade. We're taking it to the fans. Cody suplexes John into the steel barricade. Who's that coming out from the stage? It's John coming up from the elevator with Rhodes on his shoulders and AA on the ramp. Cody finally throws Cena through the table. John kicks out again of a crossroads. Cody starts loosening the lower rope. Cody's going to use the turnbuckle. Cody does not want to win like this. Get up, he yells at Cena. Goddamn, Cody, be better. Playing Geel. Here's my note. Goddamn, Cody better be playing Geel in Street Fighter. Cody's killer instinct has kicked in. Cena counters with the ring rope, and then Cody counters with the crossroads. Another one. Triple crossroads. Cover by Cody. How does Cena kick out?
Yeah, I bit on that. I thought that was the end. I'm like, okay, like that's a great ending. Yeah, I bit. I thought the match was over.
Cena with back-to-back attitude adjustments. Cena with Cody on his shoulders. Avalanche AA. Cody kicked out. How? Cena gets under their table. Cody cutter through the table from the top rope. Cody salutes. A final salute. Crossroads into a cover. Cody 1, 2, 3. Sometimes the good guys win. John says it's not over. He grabs the title. He hands it to Cody. They hug. Cody's crying. Did you see the Cornette loves Trump sign?
No, I didn't.
Jim Cornette definitely does not like Donald Trump. Corny is definitely going to say something about that. John says, my time is up. Thank you, John Cena. But whose music is that? It's Brock Lesnar. It's Brock Lesnar. Even Cole said, holy shit. For Cole to swear.
Yeah. For anyone that doesn't know, he's involved heavily in all of the Vince McMahon allegations, literally released text messages to him and about him. I was really surprised that with this all still in the air, that TKO brought him back. I don't know if they have more information than we do or he got cleared or whatever else. Like Grant's lawyers released a statement and all, so I'm incredibly disappointed, and we can cut this if you want. There was a point where I was talking to Lyd and I'm like, do we have to stop watching WWE? Do we have to?
I had the same thought
just because I don't. But then again, I was kind of sitting there and I'm like, well, I watched the Saudi show. I'm like, I don't know. It where's the hill to die on? And am I already a coward for not dying on it?
It's a perilous position that the company puts us in, right? And they know that they have a lot of people just over nostalgia and over accessibility, I feel like is a big thing as well. From what I've read, it's not that there's any direct allegations towards Lesnar, and that's why legal cleared him 4 weeks ago. My understanding is that his name is all over the place. He doesn't look good. If it went to Discovery, it's not going to end well for him. Again, I'm not a lawyer either, and so I think if anything further does come out, it doesn't look good for anybody. From what I've read and also seen, in the little bit of Unreal that I've watched so far, it seems like Cena is making the choices, and Triple H is doing a lot of the other booking. But the thing that I was thinking about is, okay, if it is Triple H, well, that's just another nail in Triple H's coffin. But if it's Cena who makes that decision, you would think John Cena knows a little bit more about PR, being tactful in this day and age, especially, that you think this would have been run through a committee almost of a trusted circle, right? Of hey, these are the people that I want to face. What do you think? Right. And I think that makes, you think about John Cena, you think about the Make-A-Wish stuff, hustle, loyalty, respect. All three of those things can be turned around. You can hustle for the wrong reasons. You can be loyal to the wrong institutions, people, and things. You can respect, again, the wrong people, institutions, and things. So I think it is really difficult. And again, what we talked about last week, whatever feeling you have is acceptable and valid. And understanding, some of these people are not good. It's really hard. It's really hard. I'm with you. I'm almost of the position of I think there's some deep things that we need to look into the soul of the industry, and if that's pivoting, well, we'll be here on The C Show. Welcome back to the C Show. We're here in the last segment of our show today. It's Raw on August 4th. Boy, folks, this is complicated. We start off with a Seth Rollins town hall. I'm sorry, were some of my posts misleading? What an incredible work again.
So he even goes on to say, he's like, oh, well, the only people I told about it, right, where I believe he said Paul and then his Intercontinental Championship wife. I did see a report that he did tell his daughter, he's like, oh, your daddy has a fake boo-boo. And then Seth said she immediately went to school the next day and told her teacher.
Wow. Kids, they say the damnedest things.
But before he even talks, right, Paul does this whole thing. Breaker is the big dog. Bronson Reed is the tribal thief, the owner of the shoe La Fala, as he was wearing Roman shoes around his neck still.
The champ, the OTC, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns hasn't been champion for a year and a half. Punk wasn't champ long enough to have the side plates put on the title. Seth crashed the wedding, stole the honeymoon, and she was good. Ew. Brooklyn, shame on us. Reed strokes his finger. Paul teaches us a lesson. Never doubt Seth freaking Rollins, because Seth always has a plan B. He only told his wife and Paul Heyman. Together they achieved what they set out to achieve. Absolute power, the past, the present, the future, the way forward, the vision. LA Knight. Yeah. Let me talk to you. Knight congratulates the Vision, the Oracle, and the morons. Knight knows that Seth wanted to wriggle out of getting hurt by Knight. That's where things get really interesting. You pulled the wool so far over your own eyes that you blinded yourself. I was the last one to beat you, and I'll be the next one to beat you. Knight will take the belt. No better place than now. No better place than here. No better place than now. Yeah.
Seth is like, you want it? You want this match right here?
No.
And goes to leave, right? We get Pierce out. He's like,
hello, Brooklyn.
He's like, no, there's usually so much, promotion and so many things to set up when it comes to a world title match. They just don't happen all in one night, all in one show. But it's going to happen tonight. And then he also bans the rest of the Vision from ringside.
Well, he said, he was not enthused about Seth's medical team misleading his medical team. He said, this was my favorite part. It will be tonight. It will be in Brooklyn. One more thing. You stole a great moment. I'm going to steal something from you. And he bans Braun and Bronson. Let's go. I'm a fucking mark. Judgment Day are backstage outside the clubhouse. Roxanne and Raquel are not okay. They meet up with LWO and Dragon Lee. If you want respect, you got to earn it. Dragon Lee challenges Dominic to a match. AJ admits that Dominic was clever. AJ is still coming after that title. AJ says, time's running out. And Dom says, time's running out because you're getting old. We've talked about this before, but AJ Styles does have a self-imposed retirement date. I believe, he turns 40, and that's when he retires?
Something about there. He's mentioned he wants to walk away right at or as close to 40 as possible.
Yeah. Fair play to him. Celebrity time. Okay, folks. That's Luis Gomez, celebrated character actor.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I believe he said 50, because he's 48 right now.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, geez, dang, I thought he was 38. He looks really good. Put some respect on Luis Gomez's fucking name. Joe Budden, I guess. Whatever. Shrug. It's fight night, folks. It's Rusev versus Sheamus.
Just start swinging right away, right? What they call a hot start. Literally, Sheamus can't even get into the ring, right? They're already swinging, right? Early, Sheamus hits this avalanche white noise.
Mm-hmm.
My move of the match here is
and that avalanche white noise almost gets botched too. It's two big men off the ropes. It wasn't going to end well.
Oh, and actually, right after that, you hear someone in the crowd yell at Rusev, "Go back to AEW!
Go back to AEW!"
So Rusev runs at Sheamus. Sheamus makes it a scoop slam on the announce table.
Mm-hmm.
They're on the outside along the barricade. Rusev grabs Sheamus and starts doing Sheamus's 10 beats of the Bodrum. And after 3, he turns around and yells at the crowd to stop counting. Sheamus uses that as a chance to reverse it and starts doing his own 10 beats. And then they both get counted out. And the match is over.
The bell is rung. Security is incoming. Rusev grabs the top part of the steps. Rusev has the shillelagh, but Sheamus is able to fight back. Holy shit, indeed. They continue to fight near the barricade. Let them fight. We'll talk more about my move of the match here in a minute. Because moving on, we've got The New Day. I have to shout out Lady Strangely on Blue Sky. Thank you very much. They were able to provide me with the link to the Etsy store and the manufacturer for Xavier Woods' hat. I have some bad news. It's $450.
We got a show credit card,
I
right?
know. No, we have a debit card. We don't have a credit card yet.
Oh, shit. So, New Day's in the back. Grayson Waller comes up, and he's like, hey, like, you guys weren't out there last week when I was getting my ass beat.
But the New Day explains they were teaching him a lesson.
No. They don't even say that. Waller says that. He's like, I know you guys were just doing that so I could learn my lesson.
They're not going to be in the right state of mind until they get their championships back. Waller decides then to approach Baldy, Adam Pearce, and demands a tag team rematch. Forget about this Lucha Libre loser, Penta. Grayson accidentally volunteers for a match against Penta. Cero Miedo.
So he then walks back, and the New Day's like, all right, so like, when do we have our match? and Waller goes,
he's bald. He doesn't understand me.
Well, he didn't give us a date. He's bald. He doesn't understand dates. So that was earlier in the day, right? So next we roll right into Grayson Waller versus Penta.
Grayson Waller comes out during the break. So you know how Tool, Adam Jones of Tool, does Penta's theme, is the guitarist on Penta's theme? Speaking of Tools, Grayson Waller.
Yeah.
So do you want to know why Corey Graves was not at SummerSlam?
Why?
He was pitching heat at his daughter's softball tournament. Aww.
Oh, hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was really sweet. I really liked it. Because they were, during an ad break, they were just like joking back and forth. And Graves was like, I was lobbing them all weekend. I keep lobbing them out to you, Cole. So it was really nice. And again, like Graves and Cole just slipped right in. They're perfect together.
Yeah, they're awesome. Early on in the match, the New Day comes out, and Waller's like, oh, hell yeah, my guys. He like meets them halfway up the ramp. They just ignore him, and they keep walking. And after a commercial, Kofi and Xavier Woods join commentary, and the first thing you hear coming back from commercial is Kofi's like, Cole, you should kiss my hand as a sign of respect.
So they joined right before the ad break, and so they were all through the ad break.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Graves invited them on. Cole, of course, makes cracks, and then they go, you've never looked this good a day in your life, Michael Cole. Graves, of course, offers his sympathies and condolences. Kiss my hand as a sign of respect. And they've got, Kofi has like these weird like half gloves on. They're just like they're not fingerless gloves. They're finger gloves.
Yeah, like the bottom wasn't there.
Yeah, it was
like tore open on the palm.
Yeah, it's like got the webbing for your fingers. It covers that, but weird. I don't understand fashion, okay?
So we then get to the finish and my move of the match here, right? So Waller's in the corner. Penta runs up to him, kind of does like his handstand off the ropes after Waller throws him into the air. Penta immediately in one move comes down, turns into the Mexican Destroyer, and wins. And on commentary, you can hear Woods go, I'll admit that was nasty.
Yeah, he
gives it to him.
Woods gives credit where credit is due, for sure. The New Day enters the ring. They taunt Penta. Penta tabletops Kofi before sending them both to the outside. Penta takes Woods' hat. He does his walk, and then he throws the hat before flying. Backstage, Rusev and Sheamus beef, continuing into Alexa and Charlotte as they move forward in their story here. Naomi is here. So apparently this got cut off. Did I miss something?
No.
Okay.
No, like I said, I don't know if that was just for the international audiences and all. Yeah, but I did not get Naomi's aborted town hall as you put it in my feed.
So I watched it live last night, and I think you watched the recording this morning, right?
Yes.
Today. So she couldn't wait to leave New Jersey because it was whack. And then she immediately insults Brooklyn. She goes, "It stank here." She retained. She's proud to retain. She's going to keep this division on notice. Next on that list is Stephanie Velcro.
Velcro.
And it just like they fade to black, and then like Cole jumps in. And he's like, "So something, 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 something." And then they like recap the Brock Lesnar. And in my notes here, I go, okay, so let's cut off the black woman doing a slight racism and talk about the sex creep. This fucking company. Next up, we've got Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair in a town hall. Charlotte is excited to be champion, but Alexa doesn't want to be left out. Charlotte doesn't want to put labels on it. It's like Flair math.
What I loved is, so first they come out and they're staying there, and Charlotte is like, "Oh, it's great to be a champion," and actually grabs the title from Bliss's hand to lift it. And so Bliss goes behind Charlotte, and Charlotte's wearing hers on her waist and grabs Charlotte's to lift. And it's gave me a second of, I wonder if they each have their own title. I wonder if there's like a little thing on the back, like this is one, this is two. Are they just interchangeable? I don't know. They're obviously the same belt and the same presentation, but I wonder if like when a team gets them, maybe they get their own side plates for it. Maybe I'll have to take a closer look.
We'll have to take a closer look. But it's time for the Judgment Day. Roxanne wouldn't be friends with Alexa, and Judgment Day challenges them to defend their titles.
So Flair and Bliss are talking, and Flair's like, "We never back down from," and Charlotte Flair says challenge, Alexa Bliss says loser, like at the same time. So funny. It's like, challenge, Lexi, challenge. The Allies agree and wish to defend their title here in Brooklyn, New York. It's in Brooklyn. Tonight's not normal. Pierce is killing it. Jessica Carr runs out, and we get Judgment Day versus Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair for the Tag Team Championship. My move of the match here is the Flair crossbody from the top turnbuckle. Just incredible stuff. For me, it's so Bliss goes to do her cannonball that she does to the outside to Raquel.
Mm-hmm.
Raquel catches her and plants her on the barricade crazy, and then hits her with a big boot to knock her over.
Mm-hmm.
Right after that, Charlotte does what Michael Cole calls a cartwheel clothesline.
Yes.
And then Corey Graves steps in. He's like, "That's actually a step over," or whatever.
Well.
He's like, "That's a step." He's like, my gymnastics daughter would kill me if I didn't get that right."
Charlotte hits a moonsault, covers Raquel. Roxanne asks if this is our queen. Face first off the second turnbuckle. Charlotte is taking no prisoners. Bliss back in, catches Roxanne and a sister Abigail. Champs retain. 1, 2, 3. Let's freaking go. The Kabuki Warriors and Io Sky are backstage.
That's damage control to you. From the #1 Io Sky podcast.
Okay, I put damage control in, and then I was like, no, it's Kabuki Warriors and Io.
No,
but all
anytime they're
all three of them together.
That's what I'm calling it. I don't care what they say.
Okay. The Kabuki Warriors want to help Io get the title back. Rhea approaches. She knows that Io got a rematch booked. Rhea wants Io to beat Naomi so she can win back the title. Rhea, you are never going to beat me. Big smile from Io, and she walks away. Bayley and Lyra are backstage. Lyra has no more chances at the Intercontinental title. Bayley wants to apologize, but Lyra doesn't want to hear it. "You're not my friend. You're not my enemy. Stay out of my life."
She says she needs to get out of the Bayley vortex.
The Bayley vortex. Moving on here, we've got Dominic Mysterio versus Dragon Lee. What's your move of the match here?
So my move of the match is, there's a point where Dom goes up and he's like jumping all over the rope. So he's on like the top rope. He does like a little spin with his legs, bounces himself off the second rope to bounce back to the top. Looks like he's going to do like this big setup for like an arm drag or something. And Dragon Lee just catches it and just plants him with a power bomb.
I think my move of the match is definitely here at the end. While Lee almost picks up Dom, or almost pins Dom again, Dom kicks out. Dragon moves from the mat to the top rope before lining Dom up on the ropes and stomping on his chest. El Grande Americano comes down the ramp with another Lucha Don't. But who's this third guy? In the confusion, Dom rolls up Lee for the pin after the assistance from the Lucha Don'ts.
And the assistance from his boot that he took off to hit him with. And then Dom even grabs the rope on the pin, too, for extra leverage.
Wow.
He's dirty. He's dirty Dom.
But AJ Styles is here for revenge. As Dom runs away, AJ picks up his boot, throws it right at Dom's feet. Dom has no choice but to trip over it and look back at AJ, who taunts him on the ropes. Backstage, Jackie Redmond interviews Sami Zayn. As we mentioned earlier, Karrion and Scarlett's contract is up, so we may see the end of this feud here. But Sami keeps replaying the pipe moment in his head. He wanted to use it. He wants to be a world champion. He will be one, but he wants to do it right. However, Sheamus and Rusev's brawl continues into Sami's interview. This is a good bit, and my move of Sheamus and Rusev's match.
Yes, so Sami ends up catching a stray, and even after they go away, he ends up going, who was it? Which one of them was it? And then we find out later here that him and Rusev are going to have a match next week. They mentioned that later in the show.
Very cool. Very good. During an ad break, Byron Saxton talks to Finn and JD McDonough. They're the World Tag Champions. It's been a roller coaster night for the Judgment Day. Liv will be back soon, in like 6 to 8 months. Roxanne and Raquel are still learning, still have room to grow. They're learning from the best. JD lists off the Judgment Day's curriculum vitae before the end of the ad break, but not before the end of our ad break. That's right. We're sponsored today, or we're partnered today with The Farmer's Dog. The Farmer's Dog is a service that delivers gently cooked, freshly made pet food with balanced recipes, guided by science and driven by love. Aww. It's human-grade dog food. Listen, that's pretty cool, right? For your family's furriest members. How it works, you build your plan. Simply tell them a bit about your dog, and then they will create a plan with personalized portions to meet their unique nutritional and caloric needs. Then you can try it out. You'll get your first box with up to 2 weeks of freshly made food. If you and your dog love it, you're all set. You'll start receiving boxes of food automatically whenever you're running low. Free and flexible deliveries, nationwide shipping across the U.S., eco-friendly packaging, and around-the-clock customer service are all great reasons to go with The Farmer's Dog. Order now through the link in our show description to get 50% off your first box. Remember, if you use the link linktree/cshowpod, that's linktr.ee/cshowpod, or click on the link in the description, you are directly supporting the C Show. Now, back to the show. Who's the celebrity after that? It's Method Man. METHOD Man. Wu-Tang. Graves reminds us it's for the children. Becky Lynch Town Hall. Lynch will be the gatekeeper for this title for a long time.
This was a new theme song for Becky, right?
I think so.
Because, right, we didn't get the, oh.
No, you're right. Yeah,
literally it came out and it literally started with, like, the man has come.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, no.
Neutron, new theme song.
I did notice the new Titatron graphics. Becky does open up the floor to new competitors, and out comes Nikki Bella. Nikki agrees with Becky. You're one of the greatest of all times. But Becky says you turned out to be such a disappointment. Hollywood didn't turn out like you thought it would be. They're both in Happy Gilmore. Nikki,
they were
cut out of it.
supposed to be. And Becky's like, weren't you supposed to be in the movie? Oh, right. I got you cut because I have that power.
Nikki says, you are a liar, just like your husband. We all bought Seth's lies. We don't miss your BS.
You don't talk about my hot husband like that.
Don't talk about me and my hot husband like that. Becky says you can't see him anymore. Well, the context for that is...
Well, yeah.
Sorry. let me back up. Becky and Nikki are beefing... When Nikki brings up Seth, right? So, of course, Becky wants to bring up...
her ex.
Exes, even. And, of course, Nikki Bella and John Cena famously dated and separated in 2018. They were on the Total Divas program. That was a reality show. Apparently, it was an acrimonious breakup. It didn't end well. And Becky hits Nikki with the, oh, at least I have somebody that I can't see. You can't see him.
Yeah,
anymore.
not like your ex that you can't see, and she does the John Cena hand across the face. You can't see me.
It's so good. It's so good.
Nikki's like, all right, fine. Why don't you put the title on the line?
I mean, the whole crowd stands up. It's better than the Mercedes Moné line. It's better than the Mercedes Moné line. Nikki proposes her versus Becky for the Intercontinental title. Nikki does the yes pump. I don't know if you noticed that. For her brother-in-law, Bryan Danielson, because Bryan Danielson was told by WWE, hey, please don't do that, because apparently they have some sort of trademark over it, which is ridiculous. So Nikki did that in opposition to the WWE, but Becky gets a cheap shot on Nikki.
I don't know if it was we can cut it. I don't know if it was opposition. I feel like they might have been like, hey, we're gonna have you do this to be like, see, we still use it. No, like, right? It's not because they haven't used it since he left. So they're probably like,
it's a power move thing.
It's
exactly. A power move thing. It's kind of lame. Backstage, Byron Saxton interviews Naomi. Naomi will face Io next week. Stephanie Vaquer approaches. She doesn't care, but at Clash in Paris, Stephanie will be champion. Naomi says, "Your horns will be shoved so far up your own ass," by Naomi. Wonderful imagery there, Naomi. Thank you very much.
Well, yeah, she says, "I'm going to take your horns and shove them so far up your backside that you will leave Paris with a limp."
I did not get that part. We get an update on Gunther. So the word from the WWE is that he was injured in the World Heavyweight Championship bout against CM Punk on Saturday night, and will be out for a few months after getting surgery on his nose. The real thing is this has been an injury for a while, and I think they finally found a point where he wanted to get it done. That's why he hasn't been wrestling, and he's only been doing town halls for the past few months, is because he's had this nose issue. And so that's why I also think it was a World Heavyweight Championship bout against Punk, and then having Rollins cash in on top of it helps pull away from that, as well as Gunther blading himself as well. I feel like that was a huge thing. They could be like, oh, well, he got so bloody. He got injured. He has to go get surgery. Blah, 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 blah. Well, Gunther, we hope you get well soon. You've been fabulous, and we hope to see you soon. Backstage, Becky is approached by Natalya and the Alpha Babes. Natalya wants a match next week, one-on-one, but Becky says she wants it against Maxine instead. She literally points at Natalya, or points over Natalya and points at Maxine and says, you, and sets that match up. Our main event of the evening is LA Knight versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. Over under, how many pages do you think I wrote of notes?
I'm sure way too many for this already hour 40-ish timestamp.
What's your move of the match?
So my move of the match also comes with the ending.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what, let's each hit 2 other hell yeahs.
Okay.
Keep it moving.
Cool.
Give me your 2 hell yeahs.
Hang up on Knight on the second rope. Knight with the DDT. And then Seth ripping up the floor mat.
That was sick. That was sick. For me, it's always going to be the Megaplex, the running up Superplex, and then Knight hit a Death Valley driver where he had Rollins on his shoulders, facing upwards, and then playing him off. That was awesome. Then right as we get to the finish here that you mentioned, right, Rollins literally rips up the padding on the outside to expose the concrete. He's literally got his hands in Knight's face. He's like, "Oh, you want to hurt me? You want to hurt me? I'll hurt you." Seth slams Knight into the post before lining Knight up on the floor. Is he going to do the stomp on bare concrete? Who is that? It's Punk to the rescue. Punk causes a DQ but gets his revenge. He goes full Ralphie on the bully. Knight pulls him off. This was his match. Seth doesn't want the smoke. Breaker comes out of nowhere and spears Punk, and Reed's out here too. Breaker spears Knight after he's held up by Reed. Rollins with a stomp on Knight. This is the message from the Vision. Reed sets up Punk for the stomp. Reed pulled Punk right before. He pulls him up so that the stomp's dirtier. Roll the credits. Breaker and Reed and Seth in the ring. Heyman on the ropes. Roman Reigns comes out, and while Seth's on the ramp, Superman punch for Reed. More punches for Breakers.
Seth taunts Roman but rolls back out. Breaker and Reed brawl with Roman in the ring. A stomp by Rollins. I hit 30 pages, folks. I didn't do this for Mania. Reed and Rollins hold up Roman for the spears. Won't someone think of the children? Tsunami for Roman and another one. Where is security? Pierce finally shows up, but Reed hits another tsunami for good measure.
And then Bronson Reed takes Roman's shoes again.
What a show, folks. What a show.
The teasing of the credits was awesome.
Yeah, I was like, I had stepped away for a second, so I was a couple minutes behind. So the live event had ended. So I saw the credits, and then I was like, oh, we still have 5 minutes left.
Exactly. Same thing as I'm watching. I'm like, there's still 5 minutes here. I'm like, what the hell? I thought maybe they're going to spark something else. And then, so that was all. I'm sure that was unbelievable live. I wish I could actually stay up that late to watch it all.
Oh my gosh. It was really good, dude. It was really good. But an incredible weekend of wrestling. Anything else here before we wrap up?
Hell of a SummerSlam, hell of a weekend.
Yes.
I don't think we need any more 2-night PLEs. I don't know if I can handle it physically or emotionally.
I saw somebody on TikTok being like, oh, in 2027, they're going to start doing 2 nights for everything. I'm like, you don't need to do 2 nights for everything.
Then it takes away.
It takes away from the uniqueness and specialness of Mania, of SummerSlam. Those are probably the 2 that you do, 2 nights.
Yeah, like those are the 2 biggest ones.
Mm-hmm. So. For sure. But a hell of a weekend of wrestling. Many things to think about, pivot, discuss. But we'll be here to talk about it all more on The C Show. Of course you like The C Show. Make sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share our podcast with your friends. Make sure to follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, Blue Sky, Facebook, and YouTube at C Show Pod. You have questions for the boys? Send us an email, cshowpod@gmail.com. Thanks to our friends, Amir and Patrick, for their assistance. The C Show is a production of 832 Media. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll be back next week.